Welcome into your PFF prospect profile. Today it's all about LSU cornerback Dante Jackson. Sam, another smaller corner. This guy even smaller than some of the other guys, getting that top end of the first round hype. But crazy speed for Dante Jackson and the mirror ability. It seems like this class is full of guys who can just handle, good route runners instead of just being big, long corners who need to play press. So Jackson certainly has a role at the next level because of all of his movement skills.
Yeah, it's an interesting trend this season. The NFL has been obsessed with these 6-foot-plus long corners for the past few seasons. That's what they've been coveting. Those are the guys that have been getting drafted high. This season, a lot of the top prospects are all under 6 feet, but they have sick change of direction, sick speed, sick movement skills, and Dante Jackson is one of those guys. Stands under 6 feet, is only 175 pounds, but his speed is blazing, almost a 4.3 flat guy. And his coverage is fantastic because of that. What's really interesting is with smaller stature corners, the NFL automatically wants to kick a lot of these guys into the slot where size is not that important. And Dante Jackson is a guy that actually has experience playing in the slot as opposed to most of these guys who are going to have to make that transition once they hit the NFL. Jackson has 270 snaps in the slot. If you look last season, his passer rating was 50.7 when targeted in the slot, which is a pretty good number. This is a guy that actually has the ability to ease his transition into the NFL and be able to get quick playing time as an interior player while the NFL figures out if he can play on the perimeter.
And as our analytics guys keep hammering home to us, covering the slot is as valuable, if not more valuable, according to the numbers, than playing on the outside. So finding slot players no longer an afterthought. You're not just getting the extra corners on the board in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. It should be a priority. So, Jackson is a guy that has value at the next level because of it. My question does become the career production. Hasn't been great until this breakout 2017 season. Grades high 60s, early 70s leading up to this really nice 2017 season. But when you look at the entire skill set, the Auburn game, he almost just won that game single-handedly for the LSU defense, breaking up 4 passes. So we've seen the high-end, high-level play from Jackson. He has the athleticism. He does it in the right spot. That all adds up to a guy that I think, like you said, he provides immediate value at the next level.
Yeah, and I think critically, as you can see from this chart, his grades get better every single season. He is on an upward trajectory into the NFL while still developing his game. I think the fascinating thing for him is that he does appear to be quite scheme specific. Some of these cornerbacks will work in any scheme. They do everything well. Jackson, I think, is a much better man cover corner than he is a zone player. Doesn't seem to have a fantastic feel for zone schemes, for understanding route concepts developing behind him or in front of him, but he has incredible ability to mirror receivers, whether it's an off coverage or tight man coverage, press coverage, as a man cover corner. And I think that explains some of his lack of production. It explains the lack of interceptions. Typically, guys playing man coverage all the time, their interception numbers are lower because they're focusing on the receiver, not having their eyes on the quarterback. So I think some of that is explained by that. He does need to, though, just generally tighten up his game to prove that he can be a man cover corner at the next level. And of course, that brings with it the problems of you're going to be getting matched up against those big 6'2", 220-pound receivers that have, almost 50 pounds on him in terms of weight.
Yeah, so that would be an issue, trying to put him on the outside against bigger receivers. I was going to ask you about the interceptions. Only 4 over the last 3 years, but then you have a season like last year, 10 pass breakups on only 56 targets. That's an incredible rate. I mean, that is, that's playmaker type of stuff. So is that just a product of the man coverage? And like you said, zone guys, zone corners, they have their eyes on the quarterback. They have more interception opportunities. A guy like Jackson, who's playing more man and is better at playing man, will have more maybe pass breakup opportunities.
Yeah, I'm not concerned by his interception numbers at all. My concern would be, is he capable of being a top cover corner in a zone scheme, or is he strictly limited to a man cover scheme where you're going to be exposing him to those bigger bodied receivers? And if he can't do that on the outside, then maybe you're dealing with just a slot cornerback, which, as we said, is more valuable than a lot of people believe it to be, but it's still something that's going to limit him to a certain number of teams.
Yeah, so at the very least, we have what we think is a very good slot corner. We'll see if Jackson can handle zone schemes or even the ability to play on the outside. That is LSU cornerback Dante Jackson in his PFF prospect profile.